In this video, I'm using the stock market example to show you how recording inventory and the sale of inventory using first in, first out perpetual. So I'm going to start here with this entry where we're purchasing inventory. When you buy inventory, it's always your cost, and in this case 250, times the number or quantity, 2,000 pairs. It doesn't matter what accounting method we're using to record our sale of inventory. It's always going to be your cost times your number of goods that you bought. Now I do want to show you this entry above just because it's related to inventory. If we were to later pay for these socks, the entry would look very much like this except the amount. So in this case, if you look, you're in a sense getting back your IOU because you're paying for the merchandise that you had purchased earlier. So basically we're paying for inventory or socks that we bought last month. So when you look at your statement of cash flows, that 3,000 is the paying of merchandise or inventory. Alright, now that we have inventory, I just want to show you we have 1,700 to begin with down here. We just bought 5,000. So these are all the goods we had available to sell, 6,700. Now I want to explain how we record the cost of the sale. We in this example are selling 2,000 socks. They are at a price of 5. Just like when you buy the socks, when you sell them, you're not going to sell them at a different price just because of an inventory method you choose. So it's $5 the price times the quantity sold, and this is 2,000 pairs of socks. So that is our receivable, what we're going to receive in cash later, an asset, and then that's our credit to revenue. Now we also have to record the cost of the sale. Well, to figure that out, again, we need to know what method we're using. We're using first in, first out, and in that case we're assuming the older goods, the first ones that we bought, are the first to go out the door, regardless of what physically goes out the door. So I've got another spreadsheet here to show you what's happening. So if you look at, again, this beginning inventory, that consists of 850 pairs at $2 a piece. So when we make sales, we're going to sell those first, and then whatever we need to, we'll take from the rest. So in this case, we have to sell, or we're selling 2,000 pairs. So we are going to completely empty this shelf. And then we're going to have to take 1,150 from this shelf, if you will, the $2.50 pairs. So to figure out the cost of your goods sold, 850 are at 2, the rest of them, 1,150 for a total of 2,000 sold, is equal to 4,575. And then this is what's left. So again, I showed you that the goods available to sell, that's equal to the sum of these. They can only be in one of two places, and that's going to be the sum of the goods that went out the door plus the goods that you still have on hand. Oops, sorry. Plus the goods you still have on hand. Another way to look at this is what's left in inventory. Well, as far as what's left, if you remember, we took all of these are gone, and we've taken 1,150 from this shelf, so to speak. So what's left is we have the 2,000 minus 1,150 pairs at 250. I'm gonna have to squeeze that in here. There, I'll fix that. So I'm going to show you the math. We have 2,000 minus 1,150 times 250 had best equal, oops, I forgot my equal sign, has to equal your inventory. So there's a number of ways of checking all your goods available to sell, 6,700, can only be in one of two places. It either went out the door or it's still here. And then the other thing is, well, what's actually left? Well, we have 850 pairs at 250. coming to a total of 2,125. And that's how you record inventory using the first in, first out method.